Hi, I'm Allison Welsh, and I wanted to tell you about my Jesus story. First of all, I just wanted to say how awkward this is. I have to be talking to you on a video, but
that's how I get them.
Yeah. Anyways, as a little girl, I didn't really go to church very much, and I didn't even really love God, nor did I even think there was a God that did love me. And one day, I was talking to God in the car, and I was like, yo, you know, I can't do this on my own, and I started realizing God was real, and I had to get rid of all of my idols in order to follow Him and give everything up. And so I had told God, I was like, you know, I want you to break me and strip me until all I want is you. And then the next few weeks, next month or two, I ended up having my entire life. So many things had happened all at once, but then at the end, I had asked God, I was like, you know, I was angry a little bit, and I was like, you know what, God, I don't know how to explain it. I was talking to him, and I wasn't very nice to him, and I was cussing at him, and I finally, that night, for some reason, God says, when you believe in your heart and you confess with your mouth that I am Lord, that I forgive you of all of your sins, and I cleanse you of all of your unrighteousness. And I told God that night, I came upstairs, and for some reason in my heart, I knew that I was a sinner. And I had asked Him into my heart that night. I was on my knees and I was sobbing, and I was like, man, God, I am a sinner. Like, I don't know what to do. I mean, it was like, it was a little dramatic, to be honest with you. I didn't know. I thought I wasn't forgivable. I didn't think God wanted me. My grandma looked up the definition of what the unpardonable was and pretty much slammed it to me, and it wasn't it. God says, I forgive you of all of your trespasses, all of them. And so I had asked God into my heart, and the next day I was talking to Him, and I was like, you know, God, it was weird. I wasn't on drugs anymore, and I was feeling comfort in my heart, and I couldn't figure out what that was. And I was like, you know, I feel good inside, and I don't even know why. I feel like I got a hope or something in me, and didn't even really, to be honest, it wasn't really responding that it was God. I didn't understand that yet. I was trying to figure out if I did drugs that morning, to be honest, and I didn't. And that day I was slamming my sleeper around. I was still the same, kind of, but different. I didn't know I was really a new creation until God had brought a bunch of people in my life, and they were like, hey, you are a Christian, like you were born again. I didn't understand, like they were laughing at me when I told them about what I did. They were like, at least you're talking to God like He's real. You know, and the next while I saw God just wreck my life for good. I mean, He took my life and He had taken me out of my situation and put me into this place where I could learn who He was. And He taught me about Him. And He said, if you draw nigh to me, I will draw nigh to you. And for some reason that had happened. God had drawn me to Him, and I responded. It was the best thing I ever did, to be honest. Things are still rough, but God says that He has called you to having faith in what you cannot see, and the things you have hope for the things that are unseen. I'm not very good at this biblical Bible thing yet, but I just realized that when you have hope and faith in God, no matter what the circumstances, you're going to live. And God is teaching me that even right now as I speak to you. I think that's the coolest thing in the universe, that you can have a God who loves you, and He reaches His hand out to you and says, hey, I want you. Not only do I want you, but I desire you. And I don't care what you did. Just come to me, and I'll make your mess into something beautiful. And I've seen God do that to me. And I hope that you respond to this and say, God can do that for me too. God don't care about what your past is. He wants to redeem it. He don't care what you're doing right now. He accepts you the way you are. Even if you're a dope head, pot head smoking person. I used to be a drug addict when I came to God. And when I came to Him, it didn't matter to Him. And I don't know when that fell off of me. It just stopped doing it. I don't know if that works like that for everyone, but I no longer desired it. And God can do that same thing for you. Because He loves you. And that's what you're looking for, is love. And that's my Jesus story. So thanks for listening. Hope it does something for you. Anyways.
Yeah, I want to add one thing, Well, two things. I always try to put something a little funny in there too. You know what I mean? Because like we always said, sometimes, people can look at, Christianity as an uptight thing, like you can't have fun or nothing like that. Well, it was funny. I was sharing with Allison in the pizza store, and I was telling her that, you know, we were standing together, and I was wondering when she was sharing, if anybody thought this that'd be watching the video, that if I was next to her, we'd look like a number 10, because she's tall and I'm round. But no. So anyway, you know, I just want to say, oh, sorry, I kicked her. At Rockville, we both started coming to, well, she'd been here for a while. I started coming to Rockville Mennonite Church. I don't know, I guess it's been over a year and a half or something like that. But I took notice to her because, you know, before me coming here, well, and even still, she's like one of the other most colorful people here. Most of the other people, they wear more plainer clothes, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I noticed the colorful clothes and stuff, and I was just like, oh, she seemed like she was pretty cool. Well, one day she shared up there on stage something. I forget what it was, but, you know, I seen a lot of people were touched by that. And, you know, I had different times where, you know, I shared, and I noticed a lot of people, you know, I don't know what I'm even going to make this point about, but just that it's kind of like, no matter where you're at, it don't matter what you look like or nothing. You know, like the person out there, it don't matter what you look like. You could be the plainest looking Mennonite person, you could be the weirdest looking person, you could be whatever, you
orange
could be
meatball,
kind of how what she's saying, you could be on dope, you could be, you know, anywhere you're at, you know, and that's the thing, God will accept you anywhere you're at, and he wants you to come to him. He's not saying you have to change and dress up and wear a suit and get all cleaned up on the outside and the inside before you come to him. He just wants you to come to him as you are. You know, with the, you know, even with the needle still in your arm, you know, he'll accept you, you know, and love you, and he'll take you from that point and he'll put you to somewhere better. So, you know, don't be discouraged by how you look or how, you know, anything is. God will love you regardless, you know. So, I don't know, that's just something that came to my mind. And I'm not the best talker on video either, as you can obviously see, but see, God don't even care about that, you know, so.
you even made the Blue Jays quiet now, so
And
we
that's
can
the
hear.
thing. That's the thing that really hit me when you first started talking too. I heard this bird that was like, it was the most annoying sounding bird. and, and I kept, you know, it was just, I almost have like a thing, like a attention deficit type thing where like I can't even help it. And it made me think of the saying where it says, you know, like how the animals worship God and, you know, sing, you know, whatever. And it says, if only the birds with the good sounding voices were singing, the woods would be quiet. And that bird made me really think of that, because that bird was not quiet. You know, but it's
thought
just,
about that too. I was like, if that bird don't shut up, you're not gonna hear anything.
yeah. Now let me see the camera real quick. I want to put it on Andrew. He kind of looks like a bird. Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So we just had to get him on the video. But thank you for sharing with us, Allison.
You're welcome.
It was
Thanks
nice.
for awkwardly putting me on there face to face with you now. See my face.
You're welcome. Hold on, zoom in real quick. No.